10 green bottles hanging on the wall. 10 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 9 green bottles hanging on the wall. 9 green bottles hanging on the wall. 9 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 8 green bottles hanging on the wall. 8 green bottles hanging on the wall. 8 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 7 green bottles hanging on the wall. 7 green bottles hanging on the wall. 7 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 6 green bottles hanging on the wall. 6 green bottles hanging on the wall. 6 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 5 green bottles hanging on the wall. 5 green bottles hanging on the wall. 5 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 4 green bottles hanging on the wall. 4 green bottles hanging on the wall. 4 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 3 green bottles hanging on the wall. 3 green bottles hanging on the wall. 3 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 2 green bottles hanging on the wall.
Hello, welcome to the Football Terrace. Congratulations to Liverpool Football Club, who lift their 6th Champions League title, their 6th Champions League trophy. A big congratulations to Jurgen Klopp for getting his Liverpool team over the line. Of course, we're going to open the phone lines for you to come in and have your say and give your opinion on that final. A final that it was a bore. It was a bore of a final. Nobody in their right mind, in any way, shape or form, is going to deny that. It was an absolute shocker. An absolute shocker of a game. I'm going to say this now. And I don't care how many Spurs fans I upset saying this. Tonight, you bottled it. Tonight, Spurs bottled it for this reason. And people throw that tag around all the time. I tell you why they bottled it tonight. And if we don't want to use that phrase, because it's overused, they showed cowardice. They showed cowardice tonight, Tottenham Hotspur, because Liverpool, barring Sadio Mane, that was pretty good, and Virgil van Dijk, I thought was excellent, Liverpool were not at the races. Their retaining the ball was poor. Their creativity was off. They did very, very little in the game. It was not a typical Liverpool performance that we have grown accustomed to. But Spurs, they didn't have the courage. They didn't have the guts. They didn't have the want and the minerals inside them to grab that game by the scruff of its neck and go for it. They played within themselves, and that is courage. And when you lack courage, where I'm from, that makes you a bottle job. And we saw that tonight. And do you know what? We thought they got past City. They came back against Ajax. They're over that hoodoo. But tonight, it was too much for them. And if they played Liverpool again another 10 times, Liverpool would never play that poorly again in a Champions League final. Even at 1-0 down, it was there for Tottenham Hotspur, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't lift their game. It was absolutely woeful. Absolutely woeful. Divock Origi ended your season. Divock Origi, a player not even really wanted at Liverpool Football Club. And you had ample openings, you had ample space, time and chances, but each and every single one of them yielded nothing. A pitiful, flaccid, like an impotent performance, impotent shots, woeful. Honestly, a eunuch had more chance of scoring tonight than than Tottenham Hotspur did. Absolutely awful. Credit goes to Liverpool. Didn't have a good game. Defended well. Took opportunities when they arose. And do you know what? When you're not playing well in a final, when you're not playing well in a game, you grind it out and you get it done. That's what great teams do. That's what champions do. And that is what winners do. And Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool Football Club are winners. Spurs and Maurizio Pochettino, they're not. They are not. They do not have the courage to win. They have not dared to be great. They didn't gamble enough. And they were playing the better football. They were winning the midfield battle. They were pretty much stopping the majority of Liverpool's amazing attack. A couple of decent crosses from Trent and Robertson. A couple of decent openings for Liverpool in 90 minutes. But Spurs couldn't capitalise. If I'm a Tottenham fan right now, I would be utterly embarrassed of that performance. But knowing many Tottenham fans as well as I do, they'll just say they're happy to have been in the final. And maybe that's the major problem. They're happy to be the bridesmaids. They're happy to be runners-up. And Liverpool Football Club, never happy to come second. They always want to win. And they get the job done when it comes to finals more often than not. If you look at Liverpool's record there, they always go and achieve it. But from my point of view, we're going to jump into some of your calls in a minute. Spurs fans, I want to hear from you. How angry are you with your players for being cowards tonight? Cowards. I want you to give us a call. Liverpool fans, of course, you're going to come on and celebrate. You truly are, and you deserve that. You've turned your very good team into a great team. You are Champions League champions. And that for me, that moves you into that echelon of greatness. You only now need to go and win a Premier League, and you solidify yourself in that. And we spoke about this in our preview, and I stand by it. The winning team tonight could go on to absolute wonders. The losing team, I fear for, and that is Tottenham Hotspur. I truly believe that over the course of the next 18 months, your management and your squad are going to be picked apart by the vultures. This was your opportunity, but you lacked the conviction, the courage, the balls, the heart, the bottle to get it done tonight. You'll never get a better opportunity. No top side like Liverpool will ever play that poorly in a final again and hand it to you on a plate. And you still didn't have the courage to take it. You still didn't have the courage. You reminded me of Jim from American Pie. When I think her name was Nadia, this beautiful foreign ballerina exchange student, offers it to him on a plate, and you literally ejaculated your load in your pants and didn't get the job done. That is you tonight. You should be embarrassed for eternity by that performance. Absolutely. I would be if it was my team, and I know Liverpool fans would be. If Spurs were awful tonight, and the result was the other way around, Liverpool fans would not accept it in a month of Sundays, and nor should you. We're going to open those phone lines now. Give us a call. We'll get your live comments up on the screen as well. Bottle jobs. I'm absolutely serious, and I'm not even doing it for views. I'm actually serious. Anyone wants to come on and disagree, let's do it. We're gonna get the live comments up on the screen now as well, and we've got our first caller of the night. Hello, welcome to the Football Terrace. What's your name?
I'm Mark, Spurs fan.
Right, you're a Spurs fan, mate. How frustrated are you with your team's performance tonight? Because for me, it lacked courage.
I'm really frustrated, but I'm just proud of them for getting that far. I gotta be honest. I mean, like,
you're proud of them for bottling a final.
On a different night, on another night, it could have been so different. Let's be honest. I mean,
maybe on another night, but it wasn't. And listen, you did brilliantly to get this far. No transfer window. I understand that. Your comebacks and the amount of times you were dead and buried in the tournament, and you rectified yourself. But Liverpool, if you played this game 20 times, Liverpool, you'd be hard pushed to see Liverpool Football Club play worse than that. You were the better team in terms of ball, how you worked it. You won. You had the majority of the possession. You had the better openings. But no one stood up to make themselves be counted tonight. No one had the balls. No one had the courage to turn themselves into a great. I get you're proud of how they got there. But who would you criticise for tonight? Why did it go wrong for your team?
I don't think Harry Kane should have started. He was anonymous most of the match.
Yep.
I think Moura should have started, to be honest with you, and that might have made a difference. Liverpool were very ordinary tonight, and I think we should have taken advantage. But I mean, I can't knock the lads for getting there, getting that far. You know what I mean? They did us so proud just to get that far.
Mate, listen, I understand that viewpoint, and this is the only way. This is the only place I'd challenge it. If Tottenham Hotspur want to go from being a big club to a giant club, if they want to go from being a very good footballing team to a great side, everybody, including the fans, has to be angry when you bottle it in semi-finals, when you bottle it in finals. You have to demand a much higher standard of performance and results. Otherwise, you will never make it to greatness. And that's my only challenge to you as a fan. Yeah. I get why you're proud, but if you want to be...
I agree with you, sorry, but trust me, I'm on Spurs Twitter tonight and people are not happy. They are going mental. But I'm more reflecting on it, and I'm like, we haven't signed anybody for 2 transfer windows. We are seriously going to spend money this summer. We are going to improve that squad no end. We are going to buy quality players to improve that team. So I'm just looking towards the future.
And do you have no fear at all that it could fall apart? That maybe Eriksen, Ali, Kane...
As long as Poch stays, they'll stay. Eriksen will probably go. But trust me, we will replace him and we will invest.
There we go. Look, I enjoy your confidence, and to you as a gentleman, look, you get my commiserations tonight. I feel.
Thank you.
I feel for you losing because it's not the fans' fault as such, but it's the players tonight.
For all the fans that travelled out there.
Honestly. Yeah. I mean, some of them I know personally have spent over $5,000 getting there tonight, and for their team to not show, I said balls and courage, because Liverpool were poor tonight. They were genuinely poor.
For a start, you know, there was a lot of big players that didn't turn up.
Absolutely, mate. I appreciate your call.
Was it a 3-week break or not? I don't know.
Yeah, that's partly to do with it, mate. I appreciate your call. Thank you very, very much. What I would say about that, look, Liverpool were poor tonight. It doesn't matter though, and Liverpool fans shouldn't care one bit because you're champions. Who cares how well or poorly you played? But I do think the 3-week break for both teams played a massive part in that, by the way. But Liverpool got the job done. Spurs didn't. They bottled it. Hello, welcome to the Football Terrace. What's your name?
Luke.
Hello, Luke. Who do you support, mate?
Man United.
You're a Man United fan. We've just seen Spurs, for me, throw it away. Liverpool win their 6th title. What do you want to say?
Well, I just want to say, what do you think of Kloppinho?
Think of who?
Kloppinho.
Kloppinho? What, Jurgen Klopp?
Yep.
Look, what he has done is fantastic. You cannot deny it. He's now won the Champions League. That moves him into that realm of greatness as a manager. Liverpool upon the edge of becoming an absolute solidified great team. I think they need a league title to do that. But they've done brilliant, and the transformation over the past 18 months has been sensational. They couldn't stop conceding goals 18 months ago. Now they barely concede. They still score. And we saw tonight, they've done it all season, what they did tonight. And it's probably poetic that Liverpool win the Champions League this way. They play poorly, but they ground out that result. And that's a sign of absolute champions, in my opinion. But, hello?
Yeah, I just think it was a bit anti-football tonight.
What do you mean by anti-football? Oh, he's bottled. He ain't talking. But anyway, look, he's just trying to troll there. It wasn't anti-football. I think Liverpool struggled to get going, and I do think that the time off played a part, and also for Spurs as well. They also had 3 weeks off as well, so it did affect both sides. But Spurs moved the ball better. They passed the ball better. They had better openings, but they didn't. They weren't clinical. Oh, it was so poor. It was so frustrating to watch. Hello, welcome to the Football Terrace. What's your name and who do you support?
Hello, my name is James and I'm from Wales.
Hello, mate. Who do you support?
Arsenal fan.
Who?
An Arsenal fan.
You're an Arsenal fan. You've just seen your bitter rivals capitulate. You must be over the moon.
Yeah, but I gotta be honest, that was one of the worst finals I've ever watched.
Yeah, I can understand that completely. From a neutral's point of view, there wasn't... Neither team really went for it. There was a couple of decent saves, but yeah, if you compare it to last season, the last 3 or 4 that we've seen that have involved Real Madrid, you won't remember this one unless you're a Liverpool fan or Spurs.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think contributed towards that?
Was it being? Well, I've heard on the commentary they were saying like the heat, the 3-week break. But they've had like practice games, I'm sure.
Yeah, the thing with the heat, what I don't like about the heat thing, I understand it when England play abroad because it's English players, but a huge percentage of the players on the pitch tonight come from the continent and parts of the world where they've grown up in very hot climates. So I don't necessarily, they're kind of, I think that, acclimatized to it maybe a bit better than some of the English lads or people from colder climates. However, I think the 3-week break definitely had an impact upon it. No competitive football for 3 weeks is very, very difficult. So it wasn't ideal and it was a poor final. But what was the difference between Liverpool and Spurs tonight? Why did Liverpool manage to take their opportunities when they played poorly, but Spurs seemed to fade away?
Well, Liverpool were more clinical. I feel like the chances Tottenham, they were scared. They were scared to reach that point.
Yep.
Like in previous years, like Man United did, like when they beat Chelsea. I know it was like penalties, but they grabbed it.
Mate, I agree with you, and you look back at that all-English final, Man United-Chelsea, if either team had won, they would have deserved it because both went for it, both tried. But what I saw tonight was Liverpool, you know what? They got that very early goal and they sat back and they countered and had a few opportunities. Spurs had to go for it and they just couldn't seem to summon the courage or the quality to do it. And they might, look, for me, I would be ashamed if I was a Spurs fan right now. But listen, I really appreciate your call, mate. Thank you very, very much indeed. Let's do some of your live comments for a moment. I want to see what you're all saying out there. Let's get these read out here. Son, Mora, top 2, Kane, bench, Spurs is Kane's team. Yeah, look, with hindsight, it was definitely a big mistake from Pochettino. Dropping the man that got a hat-trick in the semi-final, I think is poor form. And Harry Kane coming on for the last 20 minutes, maybe then he would have had the energy to make the impact. So yeah, poor managerial decision from Mauricio Pochettino, no doubt about it. Oh, I missed that call. That ain't coming on. There we go. We'll just do a few more here. Pochettino choked the final, starting Kane. Should have come on around the 70th minute, is what a number of people here are saying. Liverpool, biggest club in England with 6 Champions League titles. Listen, it's something you can debate. It's something that's there. It's double what Man United have got in that competition. It really, really is. And yeah, it's painful as a Man United fan to see that, but you got to accept it. We've got another call coming through here. Hello, welcome to the Football Terrace. What's your name?
Hello, Terry. I'm Gabriel, and I'm a Chelsea fan.
Hello, mate. What do you want to say?
I think that Spurs were quite, poor tonight. I think Liverpool played poorly, but I think that Wijnaldum wasn't the best. But about performances, it just means that they just had to go out there and win, and they won, and that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's it. A lot of people, Liverpool fans, won't care that it was one of the worst finals in 10 years. They won't care they played poorly because they had the courage at the right moments and the conviction to get the job done. Where Tottenham, they will have, those Tottenham players and the fans will have sleepless nights about this final forever, because I've seen my team lose 2 Champions League finals, but we were outplayed. We had no right to win those games. It's frustrating, but you were the second best team. I've never lost a Champions League final having been the best team and got beat by individuals that were underperforming throughout the game. When Liverpool's best rated player tonight would probably be Mane, maybe Van Dijk, and you'd probably give them a 7 out of 10. It wasn't like, none of them played like they did against Barcelona in the semi-final. As an example to you, it was woeful. Where do you think Spurs go from here? The caller earlier thinks they'll spend big and they'll go again. Do you think we could see the end of this Tottenham Hotspur team? Do you think they could be picked apart by other clubs?
I think that Mauricio Pochettino is probably, because he's spent nothing, I think he probably could be one of the best managers, or even the best manager in the Premier League. I mean, I felt like Spurs, you know, when they were attacking, they were very just worried. Like, Liverpool were a little bit more composed with them. They were kind of sitting back a lot. But Spurs, you know, Son, I felt, was trying to force it a lot when they were going ahead. And they were just a bit worried, and they weren't ever, you know, any way clinical. And that's the difference between the two teams. I think Liverpool were clinical. I don't think they were at their best, but they were clinical, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely, and you're absolutely right, mate. And I pay tremendous credit to Liverpool for what they did tonight, because when you're not playing poorly, champions, winners, men with courage, sports people with courage, stand up and get the job done. And they did it tonight. They bury the hoodoo of last year. They get Jurgen Klopp his medal. And everybody in the Premier League should be fearful of Liverpool Football Club now. They should be fearful of what this means. The re-galvanisation, the togetherness this is going to generate within that squad. They're going to bring new additions in this summer. They're going to go again in the league. They're going to, rather than last year, look how great they were after disappointment. Imagine how brilliant they could be this coming year off the back of winning the Champions League. It's a scary, scary prospect what Liverpool could now do to the rest of the Premier League. They could leapfrog this great Manchester City team. The likes of Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, Spurs. It's going to be a very long time until they catch them. It truly, truly is. Mate, I appreciate your time and your call. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Terry.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye. There we go. Do me a massive favour, please, everybody tuning in. Can you please smash that like button and hit that share button for us as well? A few people here saying the final was dead. Yeah, from a neutral point of view, but Liverpool fans won't care. Fernando here says, as a Liverpool fan, I don't care that it was the worst final. We are the champions of Europe. Absolutely right, mate. No amount of people saying it's a bad final will change anything. Man United weren't great in the 99 final. Do you think I care? Hello, welcome to the Football Terrace. What's your name?
My name is Abhishek and I'm a Tottenham fan.
You're a Tottenham fan. How upset are you with your bottle job team tonight?
I'm really upset, like the game was there for us. If we would have gone, yes, we went down really early, but if we would have attacked, I think Liverpool were there for the taking. Salah didn't have a good game. Mane was better than average. The only reason why Liverpool won, in my opinion, was because of Van Dijk and Alisson. Alisson was great in goal. Last season they lost because of the goalkeeper, but this season I think they won it because of the goalkeeper. Moving forward, I think Tottenham are exactly where Liverpool were last season. They lost the final last season as well. Tottenham lost it this time, but at least last season Liverpool showed a little bit of fight when they went back. Mane came back with a goal, but this time, Tottenham just bottled it.
Mate, I couldn't agree with you more. I really do. We had a super chat from Ashley Knight who says, if Spurs had converted their chances, you would be talking about a different game. I get that. You know what? If my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle. They had those chances, and for me, that lack of clinical edge was just the confirmation you need that they were lacking the confidence and the courage to go for it tonight, Spurs. And I amalgamate all of that and I call it having bottle the most at those clutch moments. And that's what it comes down to. It's why the very best players in the world and the greatest teams, and if you go through the history of football, even if you just look at the last 25 years and look at English teams only for a moment, look at the great United, Chelsea, Arsenal teams, they all did something in finals. They all appeared at the right moments, and it frustrated rivals. Oh, they're so lucky. No, they're not lucky. They are great, and they are great because they have confidence, they have bottle, and they have that will and desire to win above everything else. And the scary thought for me as a Man United fan is that this Liverpool team has it in abundance, and nobody, absolutely nobody, can deny that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, there's a reason why they only lost one game in the Premier League throughout a 38-game season. I think this Liverpool team still hasn't peaked yet. I think it has even more potential, which is even scarier. Adding one or two more, world-class players, and they could potentially overtake Manchester City. And City, as it is, are very difficult to, catch up. There's easily 25-30 points gap between us and them. and the thought that City and Liverpool will, invest even more this season, it's really frightening. So, as a Tottenham fan, I really want Daniel Levy to open his purse this time.
He has to, no doubt. Mate, I appreciate your call. Thank you very, very much, my man. Thank you. We have a super chat here from Marshall. He says, as an Arsenal fan, I'm relieved Spurs lost, but it's still bittersweet and still hard to take, looking at the direction Liverpool are going to go in comparison to my club. Same can be said for Manchester United. And you know what? You're absolutely right. I make your comment there is perfect. Your super chat is absolutely perfect, Marshall. I get why Arsenal fans are relieved tonight, because Spurs don't win a Champions League before them. But if your aspirations are to win Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, you must be. We're already fearful of City. We know how great they are. Liverpool are now on that level, and everybody else has got a almighty fight on their hands. No doubt about it. Hello, welcome to the Football Terrace. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Terry.
Hello, mate. Who do you support?
I'm a Liverpool fan.
You're a Liverpool fan. Look, let me start off by saying congratulations to you tonight. And
very much.
forget the salt and forget all the people talking about worst final this, worst final that. I bet you couldn't give a damn.
You're absolutely right. I really don't care, to be honest, right now. And it's actually crazy because, this time last year, exactly about this time, I came across your channel after we lost against Madrid, and this was the first time I heard about you, and I was just so upset. Not even upset, I was just disappointed.
Yeah, I bet you. Of course you were. Like, whenever you lose a major final, it feels that way. I get it.
That we lost is the fact the way we lost.
Yep.
And now the way we've won it, it's just like I just don't care anymore. But I mean,
yeah.
I
You probably played better last year.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm just super excited. We've just been talked about so bad. It was like the whole world against us. But I'm just so happy. Most important, I'm having for Jurgen Klopp, what he's been able to do with this team, what he's been able to do with the mentality of this team. He's turned us into doubters, into believers. We're now a fifth team, and he even said a few moments ago that now that we've tasted success, we are now a dangerous team, and I'm just super proud that we're now champions of Europe. And I'm just so disappointed that Adam is not here, because I really want to.
Mate, I get that. Me and Adam were talking today. We said the same thing, and by next season, the permanent fixture and studio should be set up, so we'll be able to do these shows. We get someone alongside me to be able to do them. Where I am right now, I'm too far out of the way to do that. But I agree. I wish the boys were here. It would have been more enjoyable for me watching it and their reactions. But in fairness to Adam, I know Adam would congratulate Liverpool tonight, but what he would say is, "I told you they had to win something because they're that good." And I get where Adam's come from all year, and his viewpoint has been he thinks Liverpool are absolutely brilliant. But because they're brilliant, he thinks the expectation should be for them to win trophies. And I suppose I look at it this way. So he gave me a good analogy once. He's like, if you look at the best boxers in the world, so if you look at Anthony Joshua when he was up and coming, and everyone said he's the best, you can't be the best boxer in the world but not have the aspirations or or have the demands to become a world champion. You're only the best if you become world champion. So Liverpool have to win the big honours to be the best. And I think that's where his frustrations lied. That a lot of Liverpool fans would say they're the best, but not be bothered about winning trophies. I think that's where it stemmed from.
Absolutely. And just to end off the call, I just wanted to say, just to Tottenham fans, look, hold your head up, man. The fact that you guys made it to the final without spending any penny, no fan, no other fan, no other club, no other fan base can tell you guys whatever, including you, Terry. I know you're very frustrated because you want to see us lose, but Tottenham, they don't feel it.
Mate, do you know what? I'm not. I am frustrated that you've won as a United fan. There's no doubt. I'm not going to lie. I'm more frustrated for my dad, who's a Spurs fan, though. I'm frustrated that he's waited over 60 years to see his team get here. And I just felt, it doesn't matter they haven't spent any money. The players they had on the pitch tonight, I think, are good enough to beat Liverpool underperforming. I truly think they're good enough to beat Liverpool.
Good chances. They would have been lifting the trophy. But, in China, in finals, you just can't make mistakes. And unfortunately, we just had, the luck.
And I get that completely. Mate, look, go and celebrate. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll chat to you again soon.
Appreciate it.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye. Yeah, look, you can't do nothing but congratulate them for that. Another super chat from Alex Rudd. He says, I'm glad that Spurs lost as I'm a gooner. I bet you are. By the way, if you're just tuning in, please hit the like button. Please hit the share button for us as well. It's the best way that you can support the channel. Hello, welcome to the Football Terrace. What's your name?
Hello, my name's Samuel. I think I've called it before, and the Spurs fan who came with long distance.
Yes, yeah, Hong Kong, is that right? Or Singapore?
Yes.
Hong Kong, okay.
Football Terrace.
Listen, how are you feeling after your team's painful defeat tonight?
I mean, Liverpool played better than us. We weren't bad. I think in some cases we're better than Liverpool in some circumstances, but we're too slow, and I think we have to blame most of the things ourselves because we were too slow. We built up very slow, and it was too late. We were too late to attack Liverpool. It was not until the 80th minute we have like actual threats. And today also the manager's got it wrong today. He shouldn't have started. He should have started Kane. He should have started Lucas. And one more thing, and then Luke, and then I don't understand the substitution for Dyer.
I think Sissoko may have picked up an injury. I think he had a bit of a knock. That's what the commentators were saying. The Harry Kane situation frustrates me massively. Everybody knows what an advocate I am. I said yesterday, though, I didn't want Harry Kane to start because there was no way he was going to be fit enough. There was no way he could start a game after not playing for 53 days in a Champions League final in that heat. If he was fit for anything, it was the last 20 minutes and maybe extra time. I think it's but the message it sends, it's more than that. It's the managerial message it sends to the rest of that Spurs squad, the attackers especially. Mora scored a hat-trick in the semi-final.
I know, right?
And dropped for the final. The message that sends to the rest of the squad is, it doesn't matter what you do as an attacker, Harry Kane will always start over you. And I think that's a poor message to send out to your squad. And look, and it was a bad decision tonight because they probably could have done with a fresh Harry Kane at 70 minutes.
And also, I think it's now or never because I think this is like our only chance in a couple of years that we can try and win the Champions League. I know I'm still very proud of the team. I'm hurt, but I'm not disappointed because nobody expects, and not even myself have expected my beloved club. I've stayed many nights up for this team, and it was worthwhile. But the thing I'm worried is yes, we're going to invest. I know we're going to do that, but the thing I'm worried is I'm not sure if we're going to have another chance like this again because like this year, the big teams have pretty much been bad. Bayern's been bad, PSG have been bad, Madrid have been bad, Barcelona were good but not great. But next year, those teams are going to, and Juventus as well. Let's not forget, these big tigers are going to strike back, fiercely strike back. I don't know if we have any chance, in the near future. That's what I'm worried about now. In the near future, do we even have this luck?
Mate, you've hit the nail on the head. No one knows whether Spurs are going to spend big. And as you say, every other big, major European team is going to do that. I truly think that we could now see this Spurs team, including your manager, over the next 18 months, picked apart. Because
that's my worry.
Your players now are getting to their mid-20s and their late 20s, and they're not winning anything. And there is no point being part of a very good footballing side your whole life, in my opinion, and not even winning a league title, not even winning a domestic cup. And Maurizio Pochettino has put all these eggs in the basket of winning Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues, and he is failing to do that. And look, there are mitigating circumstances, but that won't stop Eriksen and the likes of Dele Alli leaving. It won't stop them leaving just because, from their point of view, great. I feel sorry for Maurizio, but I still want to win things. It's as simple as that. Mate, appreciate your call as always. We'll chat to you again soon. Bye-bye. Let's do a few more of your super chats that have come through. We've got one from Jerome who says, what is heartbreaking for me as a Spurs fan is we might never get there again. However, they did their best and I'm proud of those boys. Jerome, I appreciate the super chat, but I have to disagree. I don't think you did your best at all. I don't think it was even close to the best that Spurs can be. And another super chat from United Unidu says, Mane is better than Salah and Trent is the best right back. Thank you for your super chat. Another call here. Hello, welcome to the Football Terrace. What's your name? What's your name, sorry?
My name is Grady,
Hello, Grady. Who do you support?
Man United.
You're a Man United fan. What do you want to say?
I just want to talk about the final.
Go for it.
Basically, like from a neutral standpoint, I think it's been the worst final I've ever seen in terms of the Champions League since the AC Milan and Juventus. But I didn't remember the AC Milan and Juventus match because I was very young at that time. I was probably
I get that.
Yeah.
From a spectacle point of view, nobody's going to deny it. From a Liverpool point of view, they're not going to give a damn. They know how good a team they are. They've ground out that result, and they don't care there wasn't drama. They won't care there wasn't great football. They're walking around with the trophy with the big handles, and they're going to be happy as Larry. When you look at Spurs tonight, if Man United put in a performance like that in the final, what would your reaction be?
To be honest, like, what do you mean, like this season?
Let's put it into context. If we were, if we're better than we are now, like if we're at Tottenham Hotspur's level and we put in a performance like that, when Liverpool are playing poorly, and that's the bit for me. If they were beaten by the better team tonight, Spurs, there wouldn't be an issue. It's the fact that Liverpool were poor. Even you're listening to Steve McManaman commentate, and he's literally ripping into Liverpool every 5 minutes, talking about how poor they are, even saying how the fans were quiet. Jurgen Klopp's less animated and enthusiastic as normal. He looks more negative and angry. It was a really poor performance, and Spurs didn't capitalise on that. For me, if it was my team and we didn't capitalise on that, I would be fuming.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I agree, because that's one of the biggest opportunities ever. So I doubt, from my perspective, I doubt that they will ever come close to that kind of opportunity where you'd be able to win a Champions League final.
Yeah, I agree. Mate, I agree with you completely. And what now for Liverpool? How much better, and what else do you think this group are going to go on and achieve?
To be honest, like, you can't. In terms of Europe right now, I think teams should be afraid right now, especially in the Premier League. Like, the thing that really which was the turning point, was the Van Dijk transfer. That changed everything.
Yeah.
The whole squad, in terms of defense, was really sharp. The whole squad was just gelled together, and Klopp finally made that idea. And the thing is that Liverpool, the board and the fans were just patient with Klopp. So that's the main key.
Yep. Yep. You're right, and I think that's the lesson here. Whether you're, I don't know if anyone's watched my video from earlier, but I watched a lot of Arsenal fan cams and a lot of reactions after their defeat in the final, and you can already start to see the Unai out, the Emery out brigade coming through. Ollie's already having it at Man United. Look what's happened to Sarri this year. The irony is, the three teams that turn on their managers at the moment the quickest are the three. I know Chelsea finished in front of Tottenham, but I think Tottenham took their eye off the league towards the end and focused on getting into a Champions League final. But the three best teams in England have been patient with their managers and have built something over time. The three of the top six that are struggling have the fan bases that turn on their managers at the drop of a hat. There is, for me, I know they say that sometimes it's just one of those things. It doesn't that won't compute to the complete science of it, but I think it's a big telltale sign. You know, and correlation doesn't always equal causation. Is it causation they say? But from my point of view, there's something in that. Time and patience with the management is what's needed by all the other clubs. That is the only way that they're going to catch the likes of Liverpool and Manchester City.
Yeah, it's true, because from my perspective, people need to just focus on the club and stop focusing on other clubs in the Premier League. For example, like us United, we need to stop focusing on City. City, they've got everything. They have their players. They have their own budget. They've sorted everything out. It's just our club. We have to think about what we need to do, how we need to develop the squad, the team, and how we need to improve the infrastructure of the club as well. It's not only Man United, but also other clubs as well. So like I think the fans need to be patient because I think in this generation I think we tend to be like more impatient now.
Mate, yes, instant gratification, and it's a society problem because 15 years ago, if there was a film or a CD, an album you wanted, normally, okay, I can't, you have to wait till Saturday. It's Monday you want it, but you've got to wait until Saturday till you can get down to the local shops and buy it. Nowadays, you can download it while you're still asleep because you can pre-order these things. You know, taxis are easier. Everything about life is at the touch of a button on your mobile phone or on your tablet or on your computer. Instant gratification is there. We get everything faster and quicker and more seamlessly. The problem is there are certain areas of life, whether it be your sport, your team achieving greatness in sport, whether it be your education, large aspects of your career, these things cannot be rushed. And it's why we see more people driving towards, I want to make money very quick and very sensationally. It's why we see a lot of people that, everyone wants to be an Instagram model or famous for not really being good at anything. All of that stems from instant gratification. And the problem is you cannot build a brilliant football team through doing that. And many people will point to Chelsea's example. Oh, they did it for years. They did. But they were doing that when they were the only club in the world that had a billionaire spending the types of money that they did. As soon as City and Paris Saint-Germain and other clubs have caught up financially because of TV rights, it's petered out for Chelsea. That process and that way of operating doesn't work anymore. And the very best teams, if you go through the Premier League and you can look at Wolves and you can look at Bournemouth, as much smaller clubs, they're doing the same thing there. Stability, continuity in management, and no player power. If you have those ingredients at your club with the right culture and the right principles and standards, you can create something brilliant for a club of your size and structure. As soon as that dissipates, as soon as that evaporates into thin air, you fall apart. And it's why Man United, Chelsea, and of course Arsenal are the banter clubs of the top six. And they're falling from grace because they're run so poorly.
Yeah, it's true. To be honest, I completely agree. It's just the whole... Like, for example, like what I heard about Newcastle as well. That's pretty scary as well. Because that would, right now, from my perspective, it's going to be much harder, I would say. Because of, once Newcastle in the equation. But I don't know yet because when I look at I don't know.
Yeah, it all depends how well the billionaire owner runs it, to be fair. But listen, mate, I appreciate your call and we'll chat to you again soon. Take care.
Oh, thank you.
Bye-bye, mate. Bye-bye. Excellent call there. I got everything that he was saying. I'm going to do some of your live comments before we end tonight's stream because I'm going to go get a few hours sleep and then get back up and watch Anthony Joshua hopefully knock out that yank. That's what I'm hoping for there. Let's see what a few people here have got to say. The Europa English final was better. I agree. Kevin Ezra says Liverpool weren't at their best, but they deserve it over the course of the competition. I feel for Spurs, though, pretty much how I felt when we missed out on the league this season. Yeah, I understand that, Kevin. A super chat here says, how are you feeling as Liverpool has doubled their UEFA Champions League tally compared to United? Do you think they can eclipse you in the league as well? Yeah, look, they're only a couple of league titles behind Man United, and it's a reason that that my club and everybody at Old Trafford needs to up their game because we've been playing catch up for years in regards to Champions Leagues, and in '99 we closed the gap, then you won another one, and we closed the gap again in 2008, and now you've extended it further, and it's something that, look, we've got 3, so I'm not embarrassed about our European record, but it's something that you don't want your rivals winning them. You don't want your rivals catching you. You don't want your rivals going past you. This Liverpool team has the ability over the next 3 or 4 years to win enough Premier League titles to match and pass the total championships won. So there's no doubt about it. And I think anybody that denies that or believes it couldn't happen is deluding themselves massively. Let's do a couple more of these live comments here. It was horrible to watch, but I don't care, is what Luck says. Where are the Arsenal boys you interviewed that said Klopp was a bottle job? Well, listen to what the Arsenal boys said. They said if he wins the final, they won't consider him a bottle job anymore. They're basically pointing out that up until tonight, it was like 6 defeats in 7 finals, 6 on the bounce. So they were talking about if that happens again, they're going to call him it. And I understand why from a rivalry and a banter point of view. However, he hasn't done that. They'll congratulate him and they won't call him that name anymore. They're men of their word. It's as simple as that. It's one of them things. But they don't take out of context what they said. There we go. People who still think City will make United don't know anything about football. Money clubs decline quicker than traditional clubs. Depends how well they're run. Always depends how well you're run. But listen, I appreciate everybody tuning in as always. Thank you. Take care. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your nights and we'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.
Two green bottles hanging on the wall. Two green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be one green bottle hanging on the wall. One green bottle hanging on the wall. 10 green bottles hanging on the wall. 10 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 9 green bottles hanging on the wall. 9 green bottles hanging on the wall. 9 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 8 green bottles hanging on the wall. 8 green bottles hanging on the wall. 8 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 7 green bottles hanging on the wall. 7 green bottles hanging on the wall. 7 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 6 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green 6 green bottles hanging on the wall. 6 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 5 green bottles hanging on the wall. 5 green bottles hanging on the wall. 5 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 4 green bottles hanging on the wall. 4 green bottles hanging on the wall. 4 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally